What's up guys, it's Aaronitmar, and we're back with the final part of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's Final Smash Origins. I've been sitting on this video for like a year and a half, just waiting for the Fighter Pass 2 to officially be over. And now that it is, we can fully dive into the final characters in Smash, their final smashes, and the origin for each move. Before we get started, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button because a good chunk of you guys who watch aren't even subbed and you might not even realize it. And I'm really trying to push for 250,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So with that said, let's jump into the final Smash Origins for Fighter Pass 2, starting with Min Min. Min Min's final smash is called Arms Rush. Activating this final smash has Min Min punch with one of her arms to strike the opponent. Then a cutscene will play in which Springman, Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, Twintel, Mechanica, and Master Mummy all bombard the opponent with their attacks before Min Min launches a laser which serves as the final blow, sending the opponent flying. Rushes are a technique in ARMS that all fighters can activate during a match. In ARMS, these abilities charge over time as well as when a player uses an attack, kind of similar to the function of final smash meters in Smash Ultimate. Rushes come in many forms in ARMS, and are different depending on the player's ARM loadout. ARMS Rush is a supercharged original move designed specifically for Smash, meant to help represent ARMS as a whole. Because Min Min is the only actual fighter in the game, the other representatives of ARMS get a spot in the final smash, so they aren't totally left out. The variety of arms bombarding the opponent could have also been inspired by the ending of the reveal trailer for ARMS, where Springman is Matrix-style dodging through the other character's arms. Except, this time the characters are actually hitting the opponent. The final hit of the move also has a gong sound effect to it, with the opponent being pinned against the gong. This is likely a reference to Ramen Bowl, Min Min's stage in ARMS, where a gong can potentially be struck by an attack in order to make a gong noise. Steve and Alex and Zombie and Enderman's final smash is called House of Boom, or in Japanese, Trap Room. This final smash is initiated by the player activating a giant piston, which launches forward hitting the opponent. A cutscene is then activated in which the opponent is blasted into the House of Boom, surrounded by TNT before a huge crowd of zombies and creepers come at the opponent. The creepers then get close enough to explode, setting off a chain reaction which causes the entire House of Boom to explode, ultimately launching the player towards their potential demise. And then Steve pops up to eat a steak and teabag afterwards just to add insult to injury. So there is a lot to unpack here. First off, the House of Boom itself is not actually a naturally occurring structure in Minecraft, but Sakurai did state that it was inspired by players creating buildings that are set up with traps for other players to run into. There are of course large structures in Minecraft filled with mobs or traps, but I think that tying any parallel between those structures and this final smash would be a bit of a stretch. The piston used to initiate the final smash is, however, a real item, which could be used to push mobs, items, and other players, but it never appears in this gigantic form in vanilla Minecraft, which we can just chalk up to final smashes being souped up versions of a character's abilities. This final smash is also the third final smash in the game to utilize a pre-rendered cutscene rather than having the game actually perform the final smash using models every time. This is likely a performance thing for the Switch, because even the best computers sometimes have issues with that many explosions happening simultaneously in Minecraft, and the Switch is certainly not that powerful. But both Steve and the opponents are the only things that are not pre-rendered during this sequence. Sephiroth's final smash is called Supernova. Upon activation, this final smash has Sephiroth swing out his giant sword, hitting any opponents in its range. Then a cutscene activates where he turns into Safer Sephiroth and summons a meteor which crashes through a planet and hits a star while mathematical equations appear on screen. This causes the star to explode, leading to the destruction of another planet which is presumed to be Earth. Yeah, that is metal, and it's definitely up there for one of the wildest final smashes in the game once you actually pay attention to what's happening. The opponent is then dealt some damage and a completely random effect will occur. The opponent can either be put to sleep, have a giant flower on their head which will gradually increase their damage, have their controls reversed, have their shield broken causing them to be stunned, have their speed slowed down by half, or simply launched a little further than usual. Safer Sephiroth is the form that Sephiroth takes on in this final smash, and is his ultimate form in Final Fantasy VII. Without getting too in-depth, Sephiroth created this body as a means to ascend to become a god by merging with the life stream of the planet. This form of Sephiroth is also the form that the player will fight in technically the final battle of the game. I say technically because after this fight there is another fight, but it's a scripted, unlosable fight that exists purely for the sake of the plot. The move Supernova is Safer Sephiroth's ultimate attack, which has become infamous among Final Fantasy VII fans. The attack initiates a sequence that takes 2 full minutes to actually play out, with Sephiroth summoning a meteor which strikes the sun, causing the solar waves to hit the planet and deal damage equal to 15/16 of the party's current HP. This is obviously where the final smash comes from, but the cutscene is made much shorter while still hitting the same beats. Could you imagine sitting there for 2 minutes just waiting for Sephiroth's final smash to finish? Interestingly, the Japanese version of the game made the move much shorter and made it deal only a static amount of damage, but the international release for some reason had these weird changes that went on to become infamous. Supernova in Final Fantasy VII also has the chance of causing confusion, silence, and slow status effects, which is why Smash has the move result in a variety of different effects at random, which I think is a nice little touch. The mathematical equations that appear on screen are directly inspired by the move in Final Fantasy VII, which displays mathematical equations that are relevant to the attractive forces between the sun and the planet and the energy of a supernova being directed to the planet. But I guess the Smash team didn't want to go that in-depth with all of the math because the final Smash does not use this set of equations and instead uses more general formulas for astrophysics and other related sciences that I am certainly not smart enough to begin to comprehend or explain. And finally, Supernova is the 4th and last final Smash in the game that uses a pre-rendered cutscene rather than using in-engine cinematics, with the others of course being Steve's House of Boom, Hero's Giga Slash, and Joker's All-Out Attack. Pyra's final smash is called Burning Sword. Pyra summons Rex, who uses a flaming Aegis sword to attack the opponent. The move then transitions into a cutscene where Rex and Pyra each wield the Aegis sword in one hand before leaping at the opponent, shouting out Burning Sword, and summoning a large pillar of fire. The opponents are damaged by this fire before being launched by a final explosion. Burning Sword is Pyra's level 4 blade special in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and the final Smash version of this move is a pretty faithful recreation of the move from a visual standpoint. In combat in Xenoblade 2, Burning Sword can only hit a single enemy, but in Smash, the Pillar of Fire is of course capable of hitting multiple opponents. Mythra's final Smash is called Sacred Arrow. Like Pyra, Mythra too summons Rex, who uses the Aegis sword to attack the opponent. The game then transitions to a cinematic, where Rex and Mythra nod at each other before both holding on to the Aegis sword to attack the opponent. The opponent is then hit by a barrage of light beams from the sky before one big one finishes the move, launching the opponent. Sacred Arrow is Mythra's level 4 blade special in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and the final Smash version of the move is also pretty faithful to the source game, though the camera angles are of course a bit different. The move in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is also normally not possible indoors, but having something like that in Smash would mean a good chunk of stages would not allow this final Smash to be used, so that little nugget is ignored. Kazuya's final smash is called Final Blaster. In this final smash, Kazuya enters his devil form and fires a beam out that covers a considerable distance. All opponents caught in this beam are stunned, and Kazuya will shout, "This will be your burial ground," before firing off multiple lasers to cover a huge area before having them all come together to form one giant final blast, sending the opponents flying. This final smash is based on the story mode of Tekken 7, in which Devil Kazuya attacks Heihachi and uses this as a story-exclusive Rage Art. Rage Arts are a new type of move introduced in Tekken 7 that can be used when a character has Rage, which activates when at low health. Devil Kazuya calls out the exact same line about the burial ground, then launches forward, uppercuts the opponent into the air, and then flies at them, knocking them back to the ground. He then lands and charges up a large number of lasers that overcome the opponent. Smash obviously doesn't use this entire sequence, but instead uses just the laser portion to serve as a giant AoE attack. Devil Kazuya's appearance in the final smash is different from his appearance in the rest of his Smash moveset. The final smash appearance is instead the appearance from the previously mentioned final battle in the story mode of Tekken 7. The location the final smash takes place on is based on brimstone and fire, the stage that this final battle also takes place on in the game. And the final smash is Sora's, which is called Sealing the Keyhole. Sora initiates this final smash by shooting out a dark beam from his Keyblade. This beam launches out to a certain point, but will stop short if an opponent ends up in its way. A giant keyhole with darkness inside appears, and all opponents hit by the beam tumble into it. This keyhole transitions into the opponents falling into an open door filled with darkness before the doors close, revealing a big Smash logo and a keyhole. Sora aims his Keyblade, shooting a beam into the keyhole before turning the Keyblade to lock the door, resulting in the door exploding. If the opponent is at or over 100%, it will instantly kill them, but under 100% will result in regular knockback on the final explosion. This final smash is based on one of the final scenes in Kingdom Hearts 1. Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, has found the door to darkness, which is a door that leads to Kingdom Hearts, which is Ansem's ultimate goal in the first game. After the door lets out light, defeating Ansem, darkness begins to pour through, and Sora, Donald, and Goofy all try to close the door. King Mickey appears, telling Sora that they need to each use their Keyblades to seal the door from their respective side. Throughout the game, Sora has been sealing keyholes to the various Disney worlds, so this is the final keyhole that needs to be sealed in the game. The final smash obviously takes its liberties, but it's clear that this scene is what inspired the move, with the Smash team adding their own Smash Bros twist to it, literally. This scene in Kingdom Hearts 1 is actually the only point in the whole game that Mickey Mouse appears in. Tetsuya Nomura, the game's director, explained that Disney was hesitant on the first Kingdom Hearts game, and they were protective of the Mickey Mouse IP, so they only allowed Mickey to appear in one scene, and Nomura wanted that scene to be impactful, which led to this moment. The success of Kingdom Hearts not only spawned more games, but allowed Square Enix to more freely use Mickey in the sequels, letting him become far more integral to the story. And that, guys, is going to do it for the final Smash Origins for Fighter Pass 2, which officially completes this series. I've covered every single character and their final smashes, from the Smash Original random ones to the final smashes with crazy aesthetics and intricate details. I hope you all have enjoyed this series, and I would love to know what your favorite final smash in all of Smash Ultimate is. Please make sure you hit that like button, and also be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, and please remember to be good to one another.